Wait, did someone catch your eye? What are you waiting for? You're looking fine today.
Set my banga down, girl.
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Friday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-films, K-hip-hop, K-everything. And all of that together with our Friday co-host Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa. Happy Friday, Soa.
Happy Friday.
And happy Friday to all of you joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella here to co-host and, of course, fill you guys in with the latest in K-entertainment.
And we're also joined by Arirang News Features reporter Park Konu. Welcome, Konu.
Hi, Konu.
Hi, guys. And hello, everyone. I'm Park Konu, News Features reporter at Arirang News, and I'm back with some more fun news.
And Konu, I heard that you got the chance to meet some celebrities this week. Who are we talking about?
Yes, that is actually very true. This week I had the incredible opportunity to meet the popular hip-hop group, the best, the coolest grannies on earth, who know how to share their true stories through their rap lyrics. They're called Suni and the Seven Princesses. And actually, to visit them, it took me about 4 to 5 hours by car because they live in Chilgokgun County in Gyeongsangbuk-do Province, the south part of South Korea. Well, I'm so excited to tell you more about this, but before I tell you more, let me take you there. A community center in a small rural village of around 100 residents. This is where Suni and the Seven Princesses, a hip-hop group of women with an average age of 85, was formed 2 years ago. Overhearing joyful voices, I peeked inside. 안녕하세요. 뭐 하고 계셨어요?
한글 공부하고 있었어요. 우리 어머님
Their life stories, woven into their lyrics, have brought fresh energy thanks to their regular Korean classes.
When I was young, I had to walk several kilometers to school because of the war, so I couldn't study. But learning Korean has opened my eyes.
They use fun methods like singing traditional Korean songs to improve. After class, they quickly transformed donning hip-hop gear and rapping like pros, a striking contrast to their Korean lessons. The Granny rappers show us that it's never too late to challenge yourself and speak your truth through your honest lyrics. Inspired by them, today I decided to try rapping. Together with the Grannies, we send our message to our viewers. 우린 너무 행복해요. 여러분도 행복하세요. Everybody happy. This group has offered hope and inspiration in South Korea, which turned into a super-age society last year with over 20% of the population aged 65 or older. Their success has even led to the creation of other elderly hip-hop groups. And they're boosting the local economy with merchandise featuring their faces, symbolizing the region. Their influence stretches beyond the local community, performing at venues nationwide and even spreading globally. A documentary about them, directed by a Polish filmmaker, is set to be released later this year. The filmmaker shared her inspiration behind the project.
The project is to show to the other people that we are limitless, that we can change our lives no matter in which age we are currently in. We shouldn't have any excuses for anything, right? She started a rapping band in that age, so that's really impressive.
As the filmmaker hopes, Suni and the Seven Princesses will continue spreading their powerful message.
It's incredible we've come this far. If we can do it at this age, young people can too.
Emphasizing that she's already very happy, she said her only wish is for her and the members to stay healthy.
A very fun coverage, Konu. Could you share some of the rapping that you learned from the Grannies?
I've been waiting for this moment. So, why don't we use their iconic rap lyrics to make a little song, kind of. So it goes like this. You use your name, you add your name to the lyrics. So for me, it's 건우가 빠지면 랩이 아니지, which means you cannot discuss rap without me.
Okay.
So why don't we go take turns?
Oh, okay.
건우가 빠지면 랩이 아니지. Say it, 소아.
소아가 빠지면 랩이 아니지.
벨라가 빠지면 랩이 아니지.
All right.
우리가 빠지면 랩이 아니지.
All right, that's amazing. I think we, inspired by the Grannies, we can win the Grammys.
Oh, can we?
The Grammys, that was a good
Yes.
one.
I'm for sure that we can
my
go to the
goodness.
Grammys Awards. But yeah, anyways.
Wow,
yeah.
it's very, fun rapping on this
On
live
air,
TV show.
the first time.
Yes, it is my first time, definitely. And Gonu, I did hear that there's also a hidden supporter that, helps Grannies perform so well as well.
That is true. So one popular Korean rapper, Sleepy, is actually behind all of that. One thing Sleepy said was that he's actually very inspired by these Grammys performances and everything. And I actually had a chance to speak with him. So why don't we first take a listen?
It was truly moving when they shared their experiences of tough times they've been through or are going through, and their hopes all through their lyrics. I realized trying to look cool, showing off, or any kind of arrogance that might exist in the hip-hop world isn't what truly matters.
So after teaching and seeing the Grannies rap, he said he was deeply inspired and shared his hope that he could continue rapping even when he is older with his children and even grandchildren.
And Konu, I heard that the Grannies are actually looking for another member.
That's also true as well because unfortunately one of the members have passed away last October, so they're actually looking for another additional member, and they're going to be holding an audition next month at the same community center that I visited to fill the spot. But there are some strict requirements to audition though. You have to be a woman at least 75 years old that lives in Chilgokgun County. And applicants will be tested on dictation, trot singing, freestyle dancing, and self-introduction. So if anyone is watching right now who is interested or knows someone who might be interested, feel free to apply or recommend them.
Wow, I was gonna, let my granny know there's this thing, rapping class, rapping group, but unfortunately, she doesn't live in Chilgokgun, but
Same,
next time.
same with my grandma.
Yeah, because I know she would love it. Love the rapping.
Maybe we can invite her to the show
Maybe.
one day when
One
we have
day.
another rapping theme.
Yes,
But
for
Konu,
sure.
that was a very interesting topic today. Thank you very much and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Kanu.
Thank you.
Now time for some K Entertainment news with Bella Kim. Bella, I know that you like to sing, but we did a lot of rapping today,
Yes.
so I guess you're not going to sing today for us.
I'm good for today,
You're
yes.
going to start off with a movie.
Yes, we're going to start off with the movie. We're going to start off with the movie Mickey 17. The actors of Mickey 17 visited Korea for the film's press conference. On Thursday, actor Steven Yeun, Mark Ruffalo, and Naomi Aki gathered together at the with the director Bong Joon-ho at the press conference at Megabox COEX in Seoul. Based on Edward Ashton's novel Mickey 7, the new movie tells the story of Mickey, an expendable sent on dangerous missions. Mickey 17 comes 6 years after Bong Joon-ho's big hit Parasite, which won global praise, including Academy Awards. One of the cast, Ruffalo, said during the press conference, "I'm honored to be here with Bong Joon-ho, who is one of the greatest living director, and to also, be casted and work with him in the movie." Another actor in the movie, Aki, who plays Mickey's girlfriend, said that she enjoyed being able to portray her character in a liberating way in the film. And also, Korean-American actor Yeon, who plays Mickey's friend Timo, found his role very intriguing. He also had great experience working with Bong for the second time, as he also starred in the director's 2017 movie Okja. He said that the beauty of director Bong is that he appreciates and loves the character and the actor as they are in the moment that they are. Mickey 17 is set to premiere in Korea on February 28th, followed by its North American release on March 7th.
We're going to talk about Mickey 17 later on with Professor
Yes.
So again, but let's move over to K-pop news.
Yes, we're going to now talk about a virtual idol group, Play, proved their global power by successfully entering the Billboard Global 200 chart. According to Billboard, the song Dash from their mini album Caligo Part 1 entered Billboard Global 200 chart at number 195. The Billboard Global chart is a chart that compiles rankings based on online streaming and digital sales in more than 200 countries around the globe, including the United States. Playf became the very first virtual group to actually hit this chart. And on the day of their mini album release, they topped domestic music site Melon, and also the number of monthly listeners on Spotify doubled in 2 weeks, showing their popularity both in Korea and globally. Playf's third mini album, Caligo Part 1, comes 5 months after their digital single, Pump Up the Volume.
Wow, we not only have K-pop stars on the Billboard charts, now even a virtual group.
Yes.
How very impressive. Now we're going to go back to the topic of movies, but it's actually still related to music.
Yes, music and movie, that is right. Have you noticed these days there's a lot of, concerts being turned into a film? Well, we have another concert film that is coming out. Zero Base One's first world tour concert has been made into a film and will premiere in theaters on March 12th, exclusive at CGV. The title of the film is Zero Base One, the first tour, Timeless World in cinemas, titled after their world tour. And according to their agency, Wake One Entertainment, their first tour film will include live performances along with scenes from backstages and also interviews with the members. The trailer of the film shows lively scenes from their world tour concerts in Seoul at K-Spodong. And Zero Base One performed in 8 cities in Asia last year for their first world tour, 2024. Zero Base One, the first tour, Timeless World, which gathered 140,000 attendees.
All right, Bella, thank you very much for those K-Inter news, and stick around.
Yes, definitely will do.
And now let's turn to our AI anchor, Ari, for other culture-related news.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The 2025 National Brand Up exhibition has opened in Seoul to emphasize the importance of digital media diplomacy and address AI-driven distortions of Korean culture. Co-hosted by Yonhap News Agency and Bank, a non-governmental organization focused on digital diplomacy. The exhibition addresses growing concerns over generative AI spreading misinformation about Korea. The event presents notable cases of AI-induced distortions and aims to set the record straight. Organizers warn that misinformation and disinformation threaten not only Korea's cultural identity, but also its territorial sovereignty, underscoring the need to ensure the world accurately understands Korea's cultural history. The exhibition runs through next Tuesday at the underground walkway of the National Museum of Korea in Yongsan. Asia's largest drone exhibition, Drone Show Korea, will kick off at Bexco in Busan next Wednesday for a 3-day run. Celebrating its 10th anniversary, this year's event will be the biggest yet, featuring over 300 companies from 15 countries. Industry leaders from China, the US and European nations like Finland, Germany, and Poland will take part. Key highlights include the Defense Ministry unveiling an advanced AI-powered combat system and Korean Air showcasing its autonomous unmanned flight technology. Don't miss the futuristic drone fireworks show, where 600 drones will light up the sky over Bexco on opening night. Gyeongju City in Gyeongsangbuk-do Province is stepping up efforts to attract more tourists by highlighting its rich cultural heritage. This year, the city will invest 7 billion won, or roughly $4.9 million, to launch 18 cultural heritage projects, focusing on World Heritage sites like Seokguram Grotto and Bulguksa Temple. The city will host festivals and academic conferences and offer a range of interactive cultural programs for visitors. It also plans to feature media art exhibits that provide a vibrant glimpse into Korea's cultural legacy. The Gyeongju World National Heritage Industry Expo, Korea's only specialized exhibition on national heritage, will take place in June, with the goal of drawing global attention to Gyeongju ahead of the APAC Summit, which will be hosted in the city this fall. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
The Berlin International Film Festival, or Berlinale, known as one of the big three film festivals alongside the Cannes and Venice film festivals, is underway. This year, 7 Korean directors' works have been invited to the prestigious film event. Let's talk more about this with our movie expert, Jae So, professor and filmmaker at Seoul Institute of the Arts. Hello, Professor So. Welcome.
Hello, Professor.
Nice to be back.
All right, Professor So, the Berlin International Film Festival is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. And it's a film festival with deep history, and also it's very known to be very unique. So what sets it apart from other big film festivals, and what kind of works are being invited?
Well, Berlinale is, it's called the Berlinale. Basically, it's one of the big three. So it's Cannes Film Festival in France, and then Venice in Italy, and then in Germany, Berlinale. So started in 1951. They celebrate films every year. It's about 400 films that come in. And their major award is called the Golden Bear. It's Golden Bear, Silver Bear. And basically, there's a competition section that comprises about 20 films. This year it's about 19. So far for Korea, there have been a lot of Silver Bears, but not a Golden Bear. And also there's the European film market that they started, which is sort of like what we have in the Busan Film Festival as well. We have a PPP, or Busan Film Market, which is kind of modeled after that. So that's where a lot of distributors, film producers, film investors come and meet the filmmakers itself. So it's a celebration of film that happens in February, and it's just a really exciting film festival that's in the city of Berlin, which is sort of like in Europe, like the capital of culture.
And I also heard that the Berlinale especially deals with many social issues as well.
Yes, yes.
So I think that's also a little different from maybe other film festivals that we know of.
In fact, this year it's called Listen Courageously, Cinematic Narratives in the Time of Dissonance. So I think Europe's a little afraid of Trump and America
right now and all
says
this
a
stuff
lot.
happening with Ukraine. So I think they've kind of chosen that as their motto this year. Yeah.
Right. It is one of the biggest film festivals. And now a number of Korean films were given the honor of being invited to the event. Please introduce the films that were, invited to the event
Yeah,
this year.
so you guys were talking about Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17, so that's premiered there. Also, excuse me, we have he comes back a lot at the Berlin Film, which is Hong Sang-soo, and it's a film called What Does That Nature Say to You? Kind of weird title, but anyway, he's a regular at the Berlin Film Festival. And then we have director Min Gyu-dong, who has a movie called The Old Woman with a Knife. It's kind of a thriller. We have also Spring Night, and then The Sense of Violence. And then we have, this is one of my favorite titles. It's by director Cha Jae-min. It's called Photosynthesizing Dead in Warehouse is the name of the film. And the last film I want to introduce is Lee Jang-wook's Changgyeong. So these are 7 films. Some of them are in competition. Director Hong's film is in competition. The other ones are playing different parts of the festival, basically in the forum, things like that. So that's a big number of Korean films. But every year, Berlin is one of the most friendliest sort of festival for Korean cinema. Yeah.
I believe all of the works are very interesting works to talk about, but let's focus a little bit on Mickey 17. I guess director Bong Joon-ho is back here in Korea, as he was at one of the events that Bella earlier mentioned, but how was it received when it premiered at the Berlin Film Festival?
Well, I wasn't there myself, but on YouTube, it was like an overwhelming sort of basically, I think it's at Cannes where people clap, applaud for like uncomfortable amounts of periods. But I think at the Berlin Film Festival, there a lot of critics, a lot of filmmakers. So they had Robert Pattinson, and I could tell that director Bong Joon-ho, this is a film that actually needed to come out last year. It was finished, but they delayed it for a whole year. So it's come out. But even friends here, critics that have talked about it, they've said. European critics really liked it. It's kind of an unusual genre because it's based on a novel, called Mickey 7. It's a sci-fi movie, but again, I think we already saw sort of his indulgence in sci-fi with Snowpiercer and Okja, in a way. So this is sort of an English language film that I think now he's coming to form. He did a Korean film called Parasite 6 years ago, and now with Mickey 17, I think he's a director. I've always sort of predicted that he's going to probably make films outside of Korea. And I think he's really prepared himself well. He's worked with Darius Khondji, like really famous cinematographers for his previous work, so he was ready. So I think Mickey 17 is sort of his launch into now he's a world cinema director instead of just a Korean director.
Exactly, and that's why it's not only Korea that is anticipating that specific movie out of the ones that are currently at the film festival, because I saw international headlines regarding the film festival, which start with the film festival involves works such as Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17. This is in international news, so that really shows how Korea's movie is now being seen from the global perspective, right?
Definitely, and we hear Bong Joon-ho name. He's a big name in blockbuster. He's well known with the movie Parasite. But there's one name that may not be linked to the famous blockbuster, but is very, very prestigious at film festivals, which is you briefly mentioned, Hong Sang-soo. And he's actually competing for the Golden Bear this year at the event with the movie What Does That Nature Say to You? So please tell us more about it, because we know we want to win this Gold Bear because we don't have one yet, right?
Well, he's a director that I've followed. I'm a big fan of as well, and I think there's a big fan base in Korea. But ironically, he's not as well recognized in Korea, but outside of Korea, especially Europe, he's a major sort of director. I went to Paris once, and I happened to be at a theater, and it was showing a Hong Sang-soo film. There were lines around the theater, so I was really shocked. So there's some filmmakers around the world, like Hu Xiaoxian from Taiwan, that the Taiwanese don't care about, but everybody else in the world really loves. So Hong Sang-soo is sort of a darling of European cinema, and he's already actually won 2 of the Silver Bears at the Berlin. One was for a movie called The Traveler's Needs, and also the Novelist film. So these are 2 films that he did. And then he's also there with his sort of new girlfriend, Kim Min-hee, who also, basically, she won the Silver Bear. I think she won for Best Actress a couple of years ago as well. So his films are sort of kind of unusual in a sense, because it's a lot of talking, a lot of drinking, and a lot of weird human, discourse that happens. But one of the things about it is films that are usual, but it's not really for the mainstream, is because he does a lot of long takes. So basically, the shots are very long, it's very talky, and it really is a character study about things. So there's nothing like a Mickey 17 when you have, things in space blowing up and, creatures, things like that. So it's about everyday life, but I think it's something the Europeans really enjoy. They would say it's like sort of like a Korean-esque or an Asian philosophy type take on cinema.
Right. You just mentioned it, but just expanding a little bit more. Director Hong has actually been invited to the Berlin Film Festival 6 times consecutively. So what is it really about his works that makes him so popular at these top film festivals, while the regular public might not know?
One of the things about his films are that he started with The Pig That Fell into the Well. That's his first film. This is his 33rd film. So he makes a film every year, which is kind of crazy. But the way he makes the films are sort of naturalistic. He also uses stars, a lot of famous actors. Ha Sang-gyu is like a lot of people in his movies are the same sort of recurring characters. But I think the accessibility of his stories about, basically, it's very universal. It does happen to be in Korea a lot of times. Like, for example, this new film, it's about a poet who basically, meets his girlfriend's father. It's sort of like that kind of story where it's very, very simplistic, everyday type of thing, which, Hong Sang-soo kind of really starts to explore in an interesting way. So it's not for everybody, but I know he has a huge fan base in Europe, and especially in Germany.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow. And now we've talked about some directors. I want to move on to talking about actors as well. Who are some of the actors that will, appear and that's getting attention at this year's film festival?
So, one of the big actors is for director Min Gyu-dong's, The Old Woman with a Knife, and the actress is Lee Yeong, who is in her 60s now, early 60s. But for her, it's like being invited to the Berlin Film Festival. It's like a full circle, because she had a movie called Blazing Sun, Daengpyeot, in 1985. That it was the first time she visited. So, many years later, she's there, and for her, it's a real thrill to be there. And I think also, I was mentioning Ha Sung-guk, Kwon Hae-yo. These are actors that are in, Hong Sang-soo's universe. So a lot of times, it's almost a joke. A lot of the actors don't really get paid to do Hong Sang-soo's films, but they do it because they get a chance to walk at Cannes or visit Berlinale, go to Venice. So basically, it's kind of an interesting thing where some filmmakers seem to sort of like attract a lot of famous stars that want to be in their films, because not all Korean filmmakers get to go sort of walk the red carpet in another international film festival. So this year, I think at the Berlinale, I think it was really cool that they invited all these actors to come, and a lot of pictures. It's been on the press. So again, Korean cinema is to be reckoned with and also recognized by the international press as well.
Right, that's probably going to be a big honor to be there. Now, finally, Professor So, very briefly, as Korean films continue to demonstrate their big presence at these major film festivals, how do you assess the current position of K movies in the global film market?
Now it's recognized as basically, we make the best films. Like, for example, I teach filmmaking at a kind of a prestigious film school in Korea, but I have students from Spain. I have a student coming in from France. It seems like around the world they're recognizing that Korean films are sort of like the standard now for a lot of cinema. So it's being recognized all over the world. And I know, especially our neighbors up north, China, they really, even though Parasite is a forbidden film in that country, everybody's seen it. And it's interesting that Korean cinema in the past was sort of a niche kind of thing outside of Korea, but now because of works like Parasite, and I think it's a residual thing from basically K-pop and also K-dramas, because now, I think a lot of people kind of see movies on their streaming platforms as they're looking at a series. They're like, oh, maybe I'll pop this movie in and watch it. So I think Korean cinema now is a global phenomenon because you have an accessibility for it. All these film festivals really want Korean filmmakers and films. And, Bong Joon-ho was invited by Venice to be the president of the jury. All of these film festivals have judges that are from, either filmmakers or actors that come in to judge the films. This year for Berlinale, it was Todd Haynes, basically. So Korean cinema now has, I think, taken sort of the place in world cinema as like a major force to be reckoned with, and I think hopefully we could continue this sort of trend. But I think, again, we have to kind of reinvent ourselves. I think people are recognizing that Korean films have a unique, style, story. The way filmmakers approach, filmmaking is very unique. Things like that. So I think it's definitely sort of affecting our standing in the world for sure.
Let's hope the industry will thrive further. And thank you very much for your insights today, Professor So.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
And thank you, Bella, for your contributions this week. We'll see you again next week.
Yes, I'll be back next week.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Have a great weekend, maybe with a good movie, and join us again next week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Korea time.